And welcome to our meeting this evening. This is our second public hearing today on the 2024 fifth annual plan, and here to present it to us are Deborah and Veronica Fields. Deborah, you're up first.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. My name is Deborah Smith. I'm the Director for the Department of Economic and Community Development. Today I have with me staff Veronica Fields, who is the Grant Administrator. Today we will discuss the process of our fiscal year 2024 proposed annual plan and the proposed activities for fiscal year 2024. So it begins with the 5-year consolidated plan, which was developed in 2020. The consolidated plan is effective from 2020 to 2024. This is actually our last year in the 5-year consolidated plan. We will actually be doing a new consolidated plan that will begin in 2025. The process will start in the fall. So each year, the city updates the consolidated plan with an annual plan to ensure that we're still meeting the needs of the community. For the fiscal year 2024 plan, applications were available from December 1st, 2023 to January 26, 2024. Presentations were conducted the week of February 5th to February 9th, 2024. As the mayor mentioned, today is our second public hearing. And so today we'd like to hear from you on what housing and community development needs that you feel are important, that for the Community Development Block Grant, for the Home Investment Partnership, and for our Emergency Solutions Grant. Also, we'd like any feedback on any of the proposed projects that we have listed for funding. Please note that all activities that are listed in the packet that you have today could be subject to change because we have not received our allocation from HUD. We were told that hopefully we will receive it sometime early in May, and so we do not know if our projects will actually be on track to start July 1. So on May 13th, the City of Erie will be on schedule to submit our fiscal year 2024 annual action plan describing the intended uses of the following resources made available through the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. That is, of course, if we receive official notification of HUD allocations are known within that time frame. So when the consolidated plan was being developed, there were 6 priorities and subsequent goals and strategies that were identified for the City of Erie for the period of 2020 through fiscal year 2024. This was for the community, for the Community Development Block Grant, the Home Investment Partnership Program, and the Emergency Solution. So A, which is a housing priority, it stated that there was a need to improve the quality of housing stock in the community by increasing the amount of decent, safe, sound, and accessible housing for homeowners, renters, and home buyers that is affordable to low and moderate income persons and families. And for this activity, as well as some of the other ones that I will describe, most of the funding for that comes from our Home Investment Partnership funding. 2 was goals and strategies, which are housing rehab, rental rehab, housing construction, fair housing, and home ownership, as well as public housing. B was homeless priority. There's a need for housing and support services for homeless persons and persons who are at risk of becoming homeless. And the goals and strategies for that are continuum of care, operation and support, prevention and housing, permanent housing. C is other special needs priority. There's a continual need for affordable housing services and facilities for persons with special needs and the disabled. And the goals and strategies are housing, social services, accessibility. D is community development priority. There's a need to improve the public community facilities, infrastructure, public services, and the quality of life for all residents in the community. And the goals and strategies are community facilities, infrastructure, public services, accessibility, public safety, code enforcement, clearance, revitalization, and historical preservation. E is economic development priority. There's a need to increase employment, self-sufficiency, education, job training, technical assistance, and economic empowerment of low and moderate income residents in the community. And the goals and strategies are employment, financial assistance, redevelopment program, financial incentives. F was administration, planning, and management priority. There's a continual need for planning, administration, management, and oversight of federal, state, and local funded programs. Now, if you will turn to your packet and page 13, I will discuss the proposed projects. This year, we are using the same numbers that we had from last year, where we received $3,040,237 of community development block grant, $933,497 of home investment partnership money, and $273,428 in emergency solutions. The $3,040,237 includes projected program income of $5,000. So on page 13, we have a list of public services, which we have listed at $728,900. DECD, which is Department of Economic and Community Development, we're permitted to take 20.96% for public service, or $778,960. That is the maximum amount that we are allowed to take for any funding that we receive for community development block grant. Other proposed projects include City of Erie housing rehabilitation, $174,977.39. Public facility improvements, $818,931.61. Special economic development, $114,381. Economic development, $600,000. General administration, $608,047. The total fiscal year 2024 for CDBG funds for proposed activities is $3,045,237. On page 14, which lists our home investment partnership program, which I mentioned that this is where we use a lot of our housing money. We have listed for this year rental rehab, and these are from 2 different developers. The total for that is $286,026. We have first-time homebuyer program, $277,061. We have homeowner rehab, $277,061. And those 2 activities, homebuyer and homeowner rehab, are actually administered through our department. We have listed administration, $93,349. On page 15, which is our emergency solutions grant, we have emergency shelter. This is for shelter operations, $141,384. Transitional living, $25,100. We have rapid rehousing, which is rental assistance for homeless individuals or families, $88,864. We have administration, which is $20,570. And these numbers that we have listed individually, they're based on what the actual number of bed nights that were used at the different facilities. There's also a formula that we use that we calculate based on what the actual number of beds are. I'll now turn it over to Veronica Fields, who will give you information on schedule for preparation, adoption, and submission of the proposed 2024 5th annual plan. Veronica?
Thank you, Deborah. Good afternoon, everyone. Public hearing schedule events. Schedule is subject to change based on timing of HUD's allocation and notification to our office. Notice was published in the classified section of the Erie Times News on Friday, February 16, 2024, announcing the first public needs and input hearing, which was held Monday, March 4, 2024, at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Notice was published again on March 27, 2024, announcing the second public hearing, which is being held today, April 15, 2024, beginning at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Citizens will be provided an opportunity to present their views on housing and non-housing community development needs and to comment on the priorities and level of funding assigned by the City of Erie and addressing the needs as contained in the HUD 5-year consolidated plan. Critical dates. December 1st, 2023 to January 26, 2024. Solicitation of proposals, applications available beginning December 1st, 2023. January 26, 2024, applications are due. January 31st through February 9th, 2024, I'm rushing it. Review of applications. February 5th and February 9th, 2024, presentation for CDBG and home projects. February 16th, 2024, published notice for first public hearing. March 4th, 2024, first public hearing, citizen input hearings at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. March the 19th, 2024, study session with City Council. March 27th, 2024, published 5th annual plan, projected use of funds, advertised for required 30-day public comment period ending April 16th, 2024. Second public hearing date will be advertised for April 15th, 2024. April 5th, 2024, published notice for second public hearing. On April 15th, 2024, which is today, second public hearing, citizen input, hearings at 10 a.m. and this afternoon at 6 p.m. May 1st, 2024, or May 15th, 2024, council authorization to submit 5th annual plan to HUD if allocations are known. May 13th, 2024, 5th annual plan submitted to HUD for required 45-day review period ending June 30th, 2024. June 5th and 19th of 2024, council appropriation authorization to enter into contract with subrecipients. And lastly, July 1st, 2024, the program year begins. Back to you, Deborah.
Thank you, Veronica. As we mentioned, all of these numbers are proposed numbers because we don't have our allocation from HUD, and so they are subject to change. At this time, this is your chance to come up and give input. So the ground rules for the public hearing. If you'd like to make any comments, we ask that you come to the podium, state your name, your agency name, and you'll be given 5 minutes to make public comment. Please note that we will not be responding to any of your comments. So you can actually come at this time if you like.
We'll give him a minute to get signed in. He may want to make a comment. And I do want to welcome the 3 city council people who are here. Thank you very much for coming this evening. It's nice to have some people here besides us up here talking. So, yes. Did you want to say a few words about your?
Me?
Yes.
Y'all was waiting on me? Mama Debbie, I was coming. I told her I wasn't going to say anything. I was going to mind my own business. But since you all left the platform open for me, I'll be glad to.
Good, thank you.
First of all, I want to thank you for having a public hearing and have an opportunity for people to come and share or say something, even though we may not always agree.
I think everybody here knows you, but if somebody's watching on TV,
Okay.
can you?
Oh, I'm on TV too? Oh, I really got to watch
You
what
are.
I'm saying. Okay. Let me take this off my head too. And then let me look nice for the people. Okay.
You look fine.
My name is Gary Horton, and I'm with Urban Erie Community Development Corporation,
Thank you, Gary.
2046 East 19th Street. Again, I want to thank the mayor's office for your support. It appears like we might be getting a cut, and I'm asking you to reconsider that. I think we asked for $65,000, we're getting $55,000, and I asked for summer support, and which we didn't have last year to that degree, and I'm very appreciative of the fact that you're providing it. Even more so because we don't have ARP funds from the city this year to complement what we do. It has been very helpful in our area, and we recognize how important CDBG is. In my neighborhood, almost 50% of the population are kids. Almost a third of the population are women who had single-parent household. So my neighborhood is different than a lot of other neighborhoods in town. And it has caused us to refocus and reconsider how we serve them. I know we had extensive conversation about our other programs with the school district, for instance, in our after-school program. I can tell you this evening that the school district is proposing not to fund any after-school programs this year. And so for my organization, it represents a $754,000 cut.
Wow.
And will affect over 200 kids. There are 1,317 kids live in my neighborhood under the age of 18. If we're able to give 20 a job, or 25 a job, or 50 a job, it's never enough. What will happen to the majority of kids who are not able to find something constructive to do? They will walk around and walk around and walk around until they get in trouble. On Buffalo Road, which is the main road in and out of my neighborhood, it is full of violence and trauma. It has a history of that. And also, if you look on it now, first the bank closed and leave, then the school closed, then the drugstore closed, and the bakery closed. And what we have there are smoke and vape shops. We have service or gasoline stations with gaming devices in them. I'm not sure whether they're legal or not. We have other gaming establishments. We have liquor establishments. You have a beer distributorship. These aren't relatively attractive options or opportunities for women and children. We need the city's help. We need the city to recognize our neighborhood is not like East or West Bayfront or downtown. Our neighborhood is unique, surrounded by industry who have guards and fences and not relatively receptive to being a good community neighbor. And so it causes us to lean more on the city, to ask the city for more, because we can't just ignore our neighborhood or the wants and needs of the people who live there. It shows us how important leveraging is and how important your support to what we do is. And so I'm here again to thank you and to appeal to you at the same time that we could use some more support if you're able to do that. There were HUD officials in town last week. We shared with them the same information on their visit to our center. And we just asked them to do more for the city, understanding the constraints that we have and that. And again, I appreciate the opportunity to share with you some background on my neighborhood and to thank you for the support that we do get from you, and to ask you if you find another few loose dollars laying around that you might be able to say, we know a good place to put them on the east side, on the Buffalo Road or East Side Grassroots Coalition neighborhood. Mayor, you're doing a great job. Thank you. We just want to say that personally. And Debbie, you run a good shop. You ask a lot of questions. You keep us in line, and we appreciate that. So again, thank you.
Thank you,
And for
Gary.
all the people who missed the opportunity to stay here, I appreciate you gave me more than 5 minutes.
Sure, Gary. Thank you very much. Appreciate all you're doing as well. Thank you much. I don't know if any of our three council people want to say anything, but if not, I believe we are done. I really thank you all for being here and for the work going on to make Erie better. We appreciate what everyone here is doing. Thank you very much.